You've seen plenty of lists of tools out there to help freelancers, but what are the ones that real freelancers are using right now to manage and operate their six-figure businesses? Let's go into my tech stack and show you the apps and services that power my career. Hey, I'm Tom, and this is the Freedom Writers Journal, where I give you the system to build a freelance business that creates more income and more freedom. Now, I have a confession to make. I'm a tools guy. If there's a new app or service that's available, I'm probably going to take a look at it because I suffer from shiny object syndrome. It doesn't matter if I have no need for it off the top of my head. If I hear about or see a new tool, I think, can I use this? Now, when you hear this, you may want to dismiss this video and say, well, in 6 months, his list could be different, right? And honestly, not this time. Instead of just slapping together a list of cool tools that just came out that I can say run my business, I put together a list of the tools. These are the ones that I use every single day and have for months, with just a couple of exceptions. Without these, I would struggle mightily to get things done at the level that I want or need. And remember, I don't do a lot of outsourcing, so I rely on powerful tools and services to help me get the work done that I need to get done. So without any further ado, let's get into the list. Kicking off with the tool that I easily use the most of all, it's CleanShot X. This is a Mac-only screenshot and screen recording app, but it does a lot more than that. It does annotation in just a few clicks, and annotations that look really, really good. Video recording, screen and camera. This is what I use for whipping up new videos inside my Solo Copy Empire community. It can do scrolling screenshots, which is really important for me. Being able to scroll through and grab an image of something that doesn't necessarily fit on my monitor screen. There are lots of fancy design tools, and I haven't even really scratched the surface. It also includes a hosting service that allows you to quickly upload and share screenshots and videos. This is great for when I'm providing support for writers. I could just hit record, offer up my support, share my screen, and then upload it quickly and just send them the link. It's a nice, smooth, easy process for me. Other tools do a lot of these things too, but I've never found a tool that works quite as well, quite as seamlessly, quite as smoothly as CleanShot X. It is one of my favorite tools to use. Next up is Gemini, and I'm going to be really clear with you. I'm not married to Gemini. This is one of the couple that are pretty recent on the list. I do find AI tools to be incredibly useful in all areas of my life, including my writing. No, I don't outsource my writing to it. I don't think that AI can do that effectively, but there's a lot of brainstorming that I can accomplish. It does research in a fraction of the time that I would take to do the same research. I can feed it sources and ask it questions to pull out more knowledge and more information out of the context that I give it. I switched to Gemini from Grok because of the larger context window, and it seems to work well for me now. This can change. This probably changes by the time I hit publish, but it is the one tool in the list that I could switch from at any time, but I would just switch to a similar tool with similar functionality. By the way, if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. That tells YouTube that more people should see this and will find it useful as well. Thanks. The third one on the list is Apple Notes, and oh boy, do I love note-taking apps. I'm obsessed with them. I've been obsessed with them ever since I got my first laptop ages ago. Now that was a Windows Vista laptop, and yikes, by the way. But built into Vista was Microsoft OneNote, and I saw real power in being able to take notes and store them digitally inside Microsoft OneNote. However, it got to a point where I wasn't using Vista anymore for obvious reasons for anyone who happened to use Vista at the time. And I switched over to Ubuntu, so I needed something that was a little more cross-platform. Eventually, I landed on Evernote, which I used for a very long time. And I loved Evernote. The glory days of Evernote were something to behold. The screenshot app and the web clipper alone were enough to use Evernote every day for me. It was a daily tool. But at a certain point, the pricing models changed and I didn't like the direction that the company was going. And so I looked around for different services. I used Notion for a good chunk of time, and it worked for me for a little while. But eventually you start falling into the trap that everybody falls into with Notion, which is you spend a lot more time playing around with Notion and getting it set up instead of actually using it and pulling the value out of it. I don't think that that's universal for everybody, but it definitely was for me. After taking a big step backward from Notion, I wound up landing on Apple Notes. And the reason is because not only is Apple Notes free and already baked into the Apple ecosystem, which is what I use, it also did everything that I needed it to do. I needed it to handle text and images and recordings and all those different multimedia applications. I can organize with folders and tags however I need to, and it just works, and it's free. And it's already baked into everything that I do, so I can just use it. So to me, Apple Notes is a no-brainer, but any note-taking application is important to use if you are a freelancer. Number 4 on the list is Google Docs. Guys, I started freelancing back in 2008. You know what we had? We had the desktop version of Microsoft Word. And not to say that Word is a bad program by any stretch, but dealing with clients and their feedback, that meant saving files locally, editing them, then sending them off. Depending on the client, you had to track changes. Sometimes I'd be sent 2 or 3 different revisions from different people. I'd have to incorporate them all with separate files. File names like newsletter promo version 8 were common, as were emails asking which version is the latest again. And we paid for this experience. When I ditched Windows Vista, and boy is that a story for another day, again, yikes. I switched to Ubuntu and I used Ubuntu's word processor, which was mostly compatible with Word, but it wasn't perfect. Then came Google Docs. It was a revelation. It was free and it allowed all of us to work off of the same draft. It took a couple years for everybody in the industry to get on board with it, but since then, every piece of copy, every manuscript, everything I send to clients, it's always in Google Docs. I don't have to teach them how to use it or anything. Again, it just works. You don't need a fancy tool to do your writing. You just need Google Docs. App number 5 is Stripe, and I have a love-hate relationship with Stripe right now. In fact, I hesitated to even put this on the list. Stripe is not perfect. I think the experience has degraded a bit, but when I need to collect payments, for now, Stripe is the way to go. It's easy to set up. Everybody already knows it. Everybody already trusts it, which is really important, and it's integrated into just about everything, so it's really easy to use. I can sell products and services. I can create invoices and recurring subscriptions. In the coming months, I can see myself getting a merchant account and setting this up myself. It'll be a slight pain, but I'll get it done. For now, though, for ease of use, Stripe still wins. And honestly, what's more important than having an app that pays you money into your bank account? You need it. Number 6 is the newest tool on the list, Mac Whisper. I can make an argument that Mac Whisper may be the most valuable, most useful tool on this list, even more so than CleanShot X. Gemini helped me find this one. I can't thank it enough. Mac Whisper is a very powerful transcription tool, but that doesn't even begin to describe its usefulness or implementation. I can have it transcribe any audio or video file. I can format it for exporting immediately. I can hit a hotkey and start talking, and it will instantly transcribe whatever I'm saying and copy it to the clipboard. This is invaluable for my Gemini conversations or for brainstorming. I can hit a button and discreetly record the audio for any Zoom or Slack call and have it transcribed with one click after it's over. Super handy for sales calls. Also for client calls where I can focus on the conversation and getting the information out instead of trying to keep up and take notes. I even have my Gemini account connected to the app, so I can pull up any transcript and have an AI conversation based on it. I can ask it for summaries, bullet points, tasks from a call, etc. And best of all, it's a one-time payment to buy and install it. It runs locally, and it's super, super easy to use. I find the AI-powered transcription is often excellent. It's better than Dragon, which I used back when I was dabbling with dictation, and I don't have to speak the punctuation, which is really, really useful. Mac Whisper is a daily driver for me. It's highly, highly recommended that you take a look, especially if you have a Mac. Speaking of daily drivers, number 7 on the list is Alfred 5. The rest of this list will be shorter explanations and demonstrations because they're either pretty self-evident or they're single-focused tools, and I don't have to talk about them a whole lot. Alfred is an app launcher on my MacBook. I hit a hotkey and it can launch an app, run a search, do math so I don't have to open a calculator, and a whole lot more. Plus, it has a text expander built right in, which I use all the time to send out client contracts and generate documents for clients. It's super flexible. It can do a ton more than I'm describing here, but that's what I use it for mainly. Number 8 is Canva, and I do have the pro level membership. Forget Photoshop. Canva is the perfect app for designers like me who don't have a lot of technical savvy. Canva does all I need it to. I love Canva. I have created all my book covers in Canva. I design books for clients. I use it to create my YouTube thumbnails, posters for my Plex server, Christmas cards for my family, and so on. Canva is indispensable for me. Number 9 is Flow. Flow is a Pomodoro timer. There's a billion of them. I happen to like Flow. I think it's useful for site blocking while you're running sessions. I just like the interface. It just works well for me. Honestly, any Pomodoro timer will do. Number 10 is Freedom. The gold standard for site blockers and distraction blockers. Really easy to use, really effective, works across devices. It's cross-platform. I think it's the best option out there. You may disagree and have other tools, and that's fine, but I like Freedom. Number 11 is a kind of a niche app. It's called Hand Mirror. It sits in my toolbar. I'm big on appearances when I'm going on client calls. I want to make sure that I'm presenting myself professionally, looking good. With one click on Hand Mirror, I can check how I look on camera before jumping onto the call. It's an easy little tool, and I use it more than I probably should. Number 12 is Zoom. I doubt that Zoom needs a whole lot of explanation. Client calls, live Q&As with my writers. Like Google Docs, everybody already uses it. They already know how to use it. Zoom is the gold standard for video conferencing. Number 13 is Continuity Camera, and it's not exactly an app, but it is super useful. I have an iPhone, so I can use it as a webcam. And I found the video quality using the iPhone webcam to be at least 2 to 3 times the quality of the last 4K camera that I had. I grabbed a magnetic mount off of Amazon so I can mount my phone to my computer monitor whenever I need to record myself, or I can throw it into a tripod and use it for YouTube video recording, which is what I'm doing right now. Super high quality, and it just works. It's one less thing I have to buy and plug into my computer. And finally, I haven't found an app out there that really beats Things 3 for task management. I can organize my tasks however I like, which I change frequently. It's clean, it's fast, and it works for me. You can dig into Things 3 with any number of videos or blog posts, but it is useful, and I find that you find the best way for it to work with your workflow just by using it and trying it out. And it's a one-time payment, and I happen to love it quite a bit. So there you have it. These are the tools that I use daily to run my business and, to be honest, most of my life. My goal is always to be as efficient as possible so I can be as prolific as possible. And these tools have given me that ability. Today, I am far more productive than I've ever been in the last 17 plus years of my career. And that's super important because I keep stacking retainer contracts. And retainer contracts, to me, are the best way to get a stable income as a freelancer. And that's why I put together a free 3-part video course called the Retainer Roadmap. Now, this will teach you not only the approach to getting retainers, but also how to close them, how to make them attractive to clients, the exact steps that I use to close more retainers off of one-off projects. I also include templates for retainer agreements so that you can take this and attach it to your business as soon as possible. The sooner you can start stacking retainers, the sooner you get a little more stability in your business. And that is the most important thing. So make sure that you hit the link in the description below and sign up to get the Retainer Roadmap. It's a free course, and it will give you the exact strategy that I use to get retainers, and I have been using to get retainers for my entire career. Thanks for watching.